Star power is a tool for the industry, and it is also a cultural mechanism that creates meanings, circulates them, and contests them. These are the notions of the film critic Richard Dyer, and I believe they are demonstrated greatly in Ettore Scola's Una giornata particolare, or A Special Day. This 1970s Italian film is all about public image, manipulation, and the importance and power of the facade. Its cinematic form is heightened and wielded violently by Scola's autorial choices, most apparently the casting of Italian cinema icons Sophia Loren and Marcello Mastroianni. These stars are perfect examples to illustrate Dyer's notions. The film is set on the day Adolf Hitler visited Mussolini's Italy. The film, however, restrains itself to a single Roman apartment complex, with two unlikely companions, Antonietta and Gabriele, share a fleeting but profound connection. What makes the story compelling is its acute awareness of the established public images of both Mastroianni and Loren. Both these stars shared careers built upon glamorous, romantic, and charismatic roles, and Scola understands these assumptions of the audience and subverts them. By casting Loren as a disempowered housewife and Mastroianni as a closeted and persecuted homosexual, the film undermines fascist constructions of gender and sexuality while inviting viewers to reflect on the ideological limits of stardom. To the characters of the film, the circumstance to reflect is this special day where everyone is gone, and to you, the circumstances are this film and this performance. Sophia Loren's portrayal of Antonietta in Una giornata particolare marks a striking departure from the glamorous, self-assured roles that defined her star image in the 50s and 60s. She was known internationally for her beauty and sensuality, and was positioned in Italian cinema as this embodiment of femininity, often eroticized. This is demonstrated in films like Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, and Marriage Italian Style, both of which also casted Mastroianni as a co-star. In these films, Loren played strong-willed women who used their allure to navigate patriarchal structures. In contrast, Antonietta is worn down, unhappy, and overwhelmed by domestic labor. She's burdened by the expectations of fascist womanhood, and her appearance shows such. She is unglamorous, wears a faded house dress, hair is unstyled, and her face is mostly bare of makeup. I believe Scola does this to invite viewers to read her character not through the lens of desirability, like she usually is, but through the structures of a woman trapped in a repressive regime. Casting against type further enhances the film's political critique. As a character, Antonietta is initially complicit in fascist ideology. She idolizes Mussolini and prides herself on fulfilling domestic duties. However, Loren, as a star, subtly resists this role, creating tension between who she appears to be and who she once was on screen. That dissonance deepens the viewer's awareness of how ideology disciplines not only citizens, but also cinematic representations of femininity. Angela Dal Vac argues in Diva, Defiance, and Passion in Early Italian Cinema that star images may negotiate cultural contradictions, and here Loren's performance does exactly that. Her casting manages to highlight the distance between regime's fantasy of womanhood and the lived reality of its effects. And Marcello Mastroianni's performance as Gabriele offers a similar reconfiguration. It's one that queers the traditional expectations of his on-screen masculinity. Performances in La Dolce Vita and 8½, cemented a persona of introspective virility, blending existential depth with sexual magnetism. However, in A Special Day, that persona is dismantled. As a homosexual, he is placed firmly outside the fascist ideal of the productive Italian male, far from seductive or assertive. Mastroianni's performance here is quiet, inward, and vulnerable. His movements are careful, his voice is subdued, his body language is more guarded than expansive, and this restrained portrayal disrupts the expectation of him as a symbol of male desire and reorients the viewer's attention toward the politics of identity under fascism. Brett Farmer, a queer film scholar, suggests that stars can become queer not only by the roles they play, but by the friction between those roles and the cultural expectations attached to them. Mastroianni's Gabriele functions as a site of resistance. The contrast between the character's image and the actor's image generates both empathy and critique. Mastroianni's star presence thus becomes a tool for destabilizing the fascist ideology. The chemistry between Loren and Mastroianni in the film is framed by Scola profoundly. Audiences anticipate the rekindling of their previous romances, and yet it is denied. The reality of these actors' stardom is not used for the sake of spectacle, but is instead the emotional anchor of the film. Their scenes together unfold like a rebellion against the roles that they are told to play, both within the diegetic world and the broader cinematic landscape.